Weather Channel is brought to you by this cable or satellite provider. You can also get reliable forecasts from the Weather Channel through this radio station or visit weather.com.
For unprecedented coverage of hurricane season 2011, stay with the Weather Channel. Now you're local on the 8s.
Currently, the temperature is 82 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Our local Doppler radar. Today, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. High 89. Winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain 30%. For tonight, isolated thunderstorms this evening. Skies will become partly cloudy after midnight. Low 79. Winds east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain 30%. On Tuesday, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 90. Chance of rain 30%. Our 7-day outlook.
How's your weather?
Find out at weather.com/social.
It's a dangerous storm for a lot of people. Hurricane Irene has already left more than 1 million people in the dark, and it is now headed into the southeastern parts of the Bahamas and eventually possibly the U.S.
Hurricane Irene is headed on a course that could take it to the U.S. mainland by the end of the week. Like Vivian just mentioned, the storm cut power to more than 1 million people in Puerto Rico, downing trees and flooding streets. There were no reports of deaths or major injuries, but the governor has declared a state of emergency, urging people to stay indoors. Thanks for watching continuing coverage of Hurricane Irene here on Day Planner. We've got live team coverage as we track the first hurricane of the Atlantic season. So let's get right to meteorologist Carl Parker. And Carl, it looks like there's still a lot of question about the direction eventually that Irene might take.
Yeah, there really is. In fact, we got the new model runs not too long ago, and the spread is actually greater than it had been before. Some of the models want to take it way out over towards Cape Hatteras, and some of the models still want to bring it into Florida. But what we do feel confident about is that it's going to have a lot of opportunity to become a very strong storm, major hurricane potentially threatening the southeast coast of the U.S. Right now, it's a Category 1 hurricane, no slouch, that's for sure. 80-mile-an-hour wind. It's moving west-northwest at 12 miles an hour. We've gotten, as you mentioned, many reports of power outages in Puerto Rico. Heavy rain continues there. We're still seeing a lot of inflow there. This is a look at the satellite picture, and there's the core of the storm right there. Notice how the higher level cloud is really fanning out, just blossoming all the way around here. We talk about wind shear and how that can limit a storm. There is no shear in this area right now. You've got an upper level high in place, and that is optimum for the development of the storm. Now, there is going to be a little bit of land interaction in the next 24 hours or so. There's that inflow we talked about. We're still getting showers and storms coming across Puerto Rico, a lot of convective banding off to the north there, and there's that center of circulation, which is not very far from the Dominican Republic. We think it probably will move along towards the west, northwest, and it may just stay clear of the coast coast, so we may not see that much land interaction. There will be some impediment to the inflow off to the south there, so there may be some change in intensity as it moves off to the north, but then beyond that, there's not much to hold it back. That upper level environment is going to continue to be really favorable. Warm temperatures in the waters, in fact, really warm as you get up towards the northern part of the Bahamas. That's sort of a power pill for hurricanes. This area right here, we've seen that with past hurricanes. Katrina and Andrew come to mind. And so we think as it comes up through the Bahamas, it is likely going to be a very strong storm, a Category 2 storm, possibly becoming a Category 3 storm. This is going to be very serious, most likely for the Bahamas. Then beyond that, a difficult forecast depends in part on what is going to happen in the longer term with the troughs that come through off to the north here. Some of the models, again, want to take it off towards the north and east to the right here. The trend has been to the right, though that's sort of stopped in the last run, and so we may be reaching a point of equilibrium as far as the model runs are concerned. Right now, certainly the Carolinas of great concern there for potential landfall, but also we've got these hurricane models that continue to insist on the storm coming up more on the left side of the track. So we have not ruled out potential impacts in Florida. That's something that we want you to know. We have not ruled that out at this point. Right now it looks like it may be just offshore, but it's also possible that it trends more to the left, and that's the part that's not known. What is relatively well known at this point is that it is going to be in a favorable environment. For that reason, it could be a very dangerous storm. So really, if you live anywhere along the coast there, from Florida all the way up to the Carolinas, you need to get ready for a potential major hurricane strike. Here's a look at our threat level graphic. You see how that extends from Hispaniola up through the Bahamas and again along the coast from Florida and through the Carolinas. A high threat level at this point. We may even raise it further depending on what the new model runs tell us, but that's what we're looking at right now. We're going to hope to narrow that forecast a little bit going into tomorrow. The hurricane hunters, the NOAA plane actually, will be flying into the system early tomorrow. They're going to get an idea of what the environment is like, and they'll plug that into the computer models, and we may be able to narrow that track forecast just a little bit. But even though it's been trending more towards the Carolinas, we want you to know that we have not yet removed Florida entirely. So we need you to stay with us day by day, and we'll take a look at how things shape up. Guys, back to you.
And each day this week, things will get more interesting. Thank you very much, Carla. We want to remind everyone that now is the time to get ready, and a good way of getting ready is to sign up for our service Notify. It's a service now that will send you breaking weather alerts for events like Irene to your cell phone. Log